Hello everyone, it's day 30 of my fast and I finally got to eat something. Okay guys, so there was about 3 times during my fast that I thought I might not make it this far, but I sure am happy I did. I can't say that I want to go a full 30 days again, but the closer I got, the more determined I was just to go ahead and make it all the way. So I've had I think it's Chobani toasted coconut yogurt and 5 strawberries, and I plan on having an egg or 2 in a couple hours with some butter on it. Makes me feel a little bit bloated. That's about it. It was about 2 hours ago that I ate, and that's it. Just a little bit bloated is the only thing that I feel. It's of course my last day of the fast, and I wanted to wait till I got home before I ate anything, just in case it made me run to the bathroom or something. So it was a very long day for me, and I was on jury duty. So that was like the longest jury duty day ever, and they kept giving us breaks, and of course I'm not eating, so I'm like, well, now I'm just sitting in my car looking at my phone waiting to go back in. It was terrible. The courthouse is about 40 minutes away from my house, so I couldn't, even though they gave me an hour and a half for lunch, I couldn't go home and then come back in time, so I was stuck there, but I didn't want to go eat either. Last time I was on jury duty, I went and had a soda for the whole hour and a half, and then when I came back, they didn't ever let us go to the bathroom after lunch, and I was like, I got to go to the bathroom, and so I told the bailiff, and he had to stop the court, and they chewed me out, and it was pretty embarrassing. I had to go to the bathroom, but I didn't do that today, so I tried to manage my food. That was the first time I was on jury duty before, so I didn't know that they did. Early in the morning, they were giving us breaks all the time, so I figured it would keep going, and then after lunch, it was like 2 hours, and we still didn't have a break, and I was going, holy moly, I drank like 1.5 gallons of Diet Pepsi. So anyway, I didn't do that this time, so I didn't have that problem, but it was frustrating all day waiting to get home so that I could eat. And they picked me for the jury, so now I have to go back. I have to go back tomorrow, so I can't talk about anything, but I am on jury duty, and they kept talking about reasonable doubt, right? Like they kept harping on this reasonable word all day long, and it got me thinking about this whole fasting situation, and everybody talking about how, oh, it's so dangerous, you're going to die, you're going to starve to death, why are you starving yourself, why are you putting yourself through this? And I said, well, it's for potential health benefits, right? Like there's hardly, in my opinion, there's hardly any risk. I mean, yes, obviously the ultimate risk is death, but I feel like that's so unlikely for an otherwise healthy individual who still has fat to lose. And like I keep saying, today was my lowest weigh-in. I'll put the weigh-in at the end of the video, and it was my lowest. But I'm sure I'm probably going to put on 10, 12 pounds of, I've lost, today was, I think it was 224.2, and I started out at 253.6, if I recall correctly. I'll have the numbers up on the thumbnail, but I think it was almost 30 pounds in 30 days. That's food weight, water weight. I'm quite sure that I'm probably going to put on 10 to 15 pounds of that weight back on. They say that you lose like 0.5 pound a day. So if I do a 30-day fast, you would think that maybe I'll lose 14 to 16 pounds of actual fat, I would guess. So we'll see. I'll have to do like a 1 week post-fast weigh-in and see how it's going. I don't want to keep weighing every day initially just because I don't want to get discouraged, and I know that number is going to go up. Okay, sorry, I ran out of room on my phone when I was filming outside, so I had to come and move my video onto the computer. Anyway, I was saying that I don't want to have a weigh-in every day now for a little while. Probably not again. I might start doing it again once I'm fully back on track just on my normal keto diet. But initially, I don't want to be weighing every day and get myself discouraged, because I know that number is going to go up rapidly once this all this food weight starts kicking in, and water weight and everything, for the first week or so before it levels out and I can get into a ketogenic diet and just stay on track again. And then I have to start experimenting with calories and see how many calories I can take without gaining weight. And I mean, there's going to be a lot going on, because I don't want to keep eating the extremely low calorie diet that I have been, and I want to start eating more calories so that I have more energy and can put on more muscle. And plus, I want to eat more, because I'm hungry when I'm not eating that much all the time. But what I was going to say earlier is that they kept talking about this reasonable doubt, and going over the definition of the term reasonable. And it got me thinking about the fasting situation, because I don't know why people think it's unreasonable to be fasting. People have been doing it for so long for religious reasons. They do it because they don't have food available, and then now all of a sudden they do, and then they feast. And that's actually one of the reasons why I'm not worried about refeeding syndrome as much, because I really doubt that 300 years ago, when people were out of food and were not eating for a couple weeks and finally they get some food, I doubt that they ease back into eating. I feel like they probably just eat as much as they can, because they've been, hungry for a while. They probably started out a lot lower body fat than I did. So I think it's reasonable to assume that a healthy individual can fast without a lot of harmful effects. I think it's unreasonable to assume that it's going to cause a lot of deleterious health effects for them, because what is different now with our bodies than was back when it was feast or famine all the time, right? And I listened to, you should listen to, if you're interested in fasting. I don't know how accurate, like I've mentioned before, Jimmy Moore has a podcast, Living La Vida Low Carb, that I've listened to before. And he has supposedly been low carb for, 20 years or whatever his story is, even though he doesn't seem like he has lost as much weight as you would expect. He's also into fasting now, and he's got a fasting podcast with Jason Fung, who's the nephrologist out of, I think, Toronto, and has a practice there where they've been able to reverse the effects of diabetes with fasting. And they've got people that they're treating that have cancer, that they're trying to get health benefits from fasting. And they've treated thousands of patients, most of which presumably are in poorer health than I am. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there to begin with. So I really don't feel, this whole time, people have been worried that are close to me, or people that find out are going, why are you starving yourself? Why are you putting yourself through this? And I feel like it hasn't been that big of a risk, and I think it turns out that it wasn't, because I made it, and now I'm eating a little bit, and we'll know in a week or so, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. So anyway, I lost almost 30 pounds in 30 days on the fast. I could have been better about the fast in just drinking water instead of artificial sweeteners and sodas, diet sodas. But I did drink those, so that's how I kind of strayed from a complete water fast. I had energy the whole time, not as much as when I am eating, but enough that I was able to do light exercise, continue with my day-to-day activities, and work without any kind of mental fatigue that kept me from performing all my functions throughout the day. And so as long as you have enough body fat to sustain your fast, and as long as you're relatively healthy, I'm not going to try to encourage you to do a 30-day fast, but I would say that, shorter term fasts really don't worry me at all, and I'm going to continue to do them long term. So anyway, if you guys have any questions, leave them down below, and hopefully I'll see you later.
224.2.